Okay, welcome back to the Summit podcast. I'm not quite sure what number it is, but this is Soccer Talk. I revamped the not revamped. Started over with the split. I split pretty much Unversed News and Soccer Talk. I want to say they're both still under Summit podcast though, but we'll see what happens. I still want to keep Summit podcast, but keep it in part two. But two videos separate. One on Wednesdays and one on Fridays, okay? Alright, I just want to make shorter videos. So, going on with Champions League, we saw the results, we saw what happened, we know who's in the semifinals now. Liverpool versus Barcelona, and Tottenham versus Ajax. Two of the teams I predicted would make it, two of the other teams lost. Juventus and Manchester City. I had Juventus beating Ajax. Should have been an easy game for them, but it wasn't. In fact, it was easier for Ajax, apparently. And I had Manchester City beating Tottenham, which they did on the second game, but because of goal difference in aggregate goals, Tottenham advanced. So the results were the first game, Tottenham won against Manchester City 1-0. Liverpool beat Porto 2-0. And then Ajax and Juventus tied 1-1. Manchester United lost to Barcelona 0-1. Then the second leg, Juventus lost to Ajax 1-2. Barcelona win 3-0 against Manchester United. And Manchester City win 4-3 against Tottenham, but because of aggregate goals and the away goals, Tottenham advanced. Because in aggregate it was 4-4, but with away goals, Tottenham advanced because of away goal rules. Yeah, man, that's a lot of away goals I'm saying. And then Porto lost 1-4 against Liverpool. Again, I did say Barcelona and Liverpool had easy games. Barcelona and Manchester United shouldn't have been an easy game, but being that Manchester United's current squad, which we will talk about, and the rebuilding process and what they should go with, what I think they should do, made Barcelona that an easy win. And then Frankie de Jong got an interview when he said that it was easier to beat Juventus than it was to beat Real Madrid. Mainly because, if I remember correctly, they lost 2-1 in the first game against Real Madrid. And then they beat them 4-1 in the second leg. So it was harder. That seemed a little bit harder. Where with Juventus, it was a draw in the first game. And then the second game, they pretty much dominated 2-1. So I can see why he said that. But those were his comments. And then another quick thing about, Barcelona was just perfect. Most of the mistakes came from, Barcelona was playing like Barcelona. Mistakes came from Manchester United from the first game from, what's his name? Ashley Young. And in the second game, De Gea. Mistakes were there. I would say defense as well. I saw a lot of mistakes from Manchester United's defense. And Manchester City, with that, I didn't see Liverpool and Porto's games at all, so I don't know how. I can't really say much about those games. Those two games. But Juventus and Ajax, I did watch. And let's talk about Manchester City, because I want to talk about Juventus in a bit. Manchester City versus Tottenham. First game was really close. Pretty good game. It's not really close. Just a late goal from Son, one of the second most dangerous Korean there in the world. But the second game was a really good game. It really was. I really enjoyed that game. And I want to say, in the beginning, both teams had issues with the defense. Obviously, two early goals. It was 2-2 in under 15 minutes. I want to say 10 minutes, but I'm going to say 15 because I think the second goal came around. I want to say the Manchester City's tie second goal came around the 12th, I want to say. I don't know. Could be wrong. So I want to say maybe under 15 minutes it was 2-2. So obviously that was defensive faults, mistakes in both sides. But again, in the second half, I want to say maybe my if I was coach, I would have put Sane around the 70th minute. He waited until like the 80th, I think, last 10 minutes. I would have put him in the 70th minute. Give him a little bit more time, like at least 20 minutes to do something. And then I would have also put Gabriel Jesus maybe around the 75th, if not the 70th, maybe around the 75th again to give him a little bit more time. But I saw Wedo a little bit more tired, so he did his job earlier in the game. He didn't play bad. I don't think he played bad, but I would have definitely subbed him out and put Gabriel Jesus or something, a fresh player as a first striker, because there was that risk of, they were winning. All they had to do was defend, prevent from Tottenham from scoring, which didn't happen. They scored in the corner. They scored the corner. Lucky goal, shitty goal, but lucky. It is what it is. But I'm only saying that because I was going for Manchester City here. But like I said, just in case of that happening, I would have had a fresh striker in there, to possibly make more plays, move a little bit more. Awedo was tired. I saw that. With the offsides, I think I think he was tired, so he didn't move a little bit back. But it is what it is. VAR, man, VAR, no goal. That when I saw that, I was like, oh my god. I was thinking like they pulled off a miracle, but when I saw that, I was like, oh, no way. But it is what it is, Congrats to Tottenham, they made it. Now Juventus versus Ajax. Juventus. I feel like, people blamed Ronaldo, like a waste of money or something, because it is true. Like, Juventus didn't buy Ronaldo for, to get him a league title. No. Juventus have already been winning league titles. So that's not why he came. He wasn't there to fill in a void, because they already had people there. They had like Dybala, they had they had Dybala there, and then they had Higuain. They had strikers, they had strikers. They didn't need to fill that void, especially with such an expensive player. And he's like 33 years old, and he was like over 100 million. So that's not why they bought him. They bought him because they were hoping that he would bring a Champions League to Juventus. I think that's the main reason they bought him. He's had success in Champions League, so that was probably Allegri. I don't want to say Allegri's. I don't know. That was Juventus. I can't say his name. That was probably Juventus' main reason for buying Ronaldo. What's his name? Allegri's. that was his probably reason for buying him. But I don't blame. I don't blame Ronaldo for Ajax losing. No, there was a lot of issues that Juventus had in that game. Mainly, I want to say the midfielders. For sure. All right, so yeah, mainly defenders. Not the defenders, the midfielders. I feel like they don't play as a team, and that's overall with Juventus, because a lot of them are, I want to say, stingy, I guess, with the ball. A lot of them want to just play by themselves. So mostly, they just want to play by themselves, and they don't really play as a team. Where if you saw Ajax, they played as a team. They made plays. They made a great defensive team, great defense, great in the midfield where they're making plays. They were running up the ball over there. They outclassed for sure the midfielders of Juventus. And then it wasn't just strikers scoring goals. No, it was you saw the legit. Is that how you say his name? The legit scoring. You saw them moving up front so they can make plays up there as well, so Ajax was playing more of a team as a team. And what I like about Ajax is that they have young bucks, they have young players. And when I play career mode, and right now I'm playing career mode in FIFA 17, but whatever. I don't have the latest FIFA. And I'm managing Chicago, and I was like, the first thing I did was like, there's too many old people on my team. I don't care for you know, old people in Chicago Fire. I want to sell a couple of these guys and, you know, maybe sell a couple of my prime players, you know, get a hefty amount of money and buy young players and then build them up. That's what I like. That's what I like. So, and Ajax has that. They have those players who have more, you know, hunger for success. But yeah, again, I see Ronaldo. Like, he scored a goal. He scored the goal for Juventus on both games. Am I correct on both games? I don't know. I didn't see the first game, but the second game he didn't. And obviously, against Atletico Madrid, he's the one that scored the 3 goals to get them to the quarterfinals. So he was doing his job. He was, a lot of times I see Ronaldo having to, you know, make the plays for himself, and then score. Because Juventus doesn't have that, you know, team effort. They don't have that team effort. So yeah, that's what I saw overall. That's why I think Juventus lost. It wasn't Ronaldo's fault. It was mainly the midfielders. I want to say mainly the midfielders there. Chesney played pretty great. Good keeper. But, you know, sometimes you can't stop everything. Oh, right. Going with Ronaldo, I just want to make a huge point that it takes more. Juventus' mistake was relying on just one player. You know, just relying on Ronaldo. I mean, he did do a miracle against Atletico Madrid, but against Ajax, it should have been a team where, you know, change your thing. Yeah, Italy's not that competitive. I get it, because like if you see the second place team, it's like there's no competition there. Juventus is like playing in a league where it's like, and Aldo has said it before in the Sunny podcast that, you know, Italy doesn't have that much of a competitive league, where I feel like Italy and France are pretty much equal. They don't have that competition, whereas in Premier League does. Even Netherlands has a better, you know, competition, because those teams are more, like, I guess, more even than anything. Well, yeah, you got your top teams, but still a little bit more. Like, Ajax is in the run with PSV for the league title, where Juventus is just cruising it. PSG is just cruising it, you know. A loss here and there won't hurt them now. In Premier League, there's huge competition there. La Liga in Germany are kind of almost the same as well, you know. But La Liga would be the second of the 5 top leagues, you know, and then Germany would be third. But yeah, Juventus doesn't play that much with competition there. So they needed to change up their plays. They needed to change up the way they played, and they didn't do that. Ronaldo can't win those titles on his own, and that was Juventus' mistake. You know, you can't rely on one player. He's not going to win the World Cup on his own for Portugal. He's not going to win the UEFA Champions League for Juventus on his own. No, it's got to be team effort. Team effort. That's why France won the World Cup. Team effort. As far as how I see it going now, I feel like Barcelona definitely was my first pick, like I said. And the competition was just eliminated with Manchester City and Juventus leaving. So hopefully, honestly, for the Tottenham versus Ajax, I think that's more. I think that gives Ajax more of a chance to go into the finals than if Manchester City were to play against them. So happy for Ajax. I'm actually going for Ajax now, and in that game. And as far as Liverpool and Barcelona, I think Barcelona just has to go through Liverpool. And from what I heard, Liverpool is having a little problem with Salah, so hopefully it makes a change. Things going here, different factors, so there's that with Klopp and Salah getting into arguments. Klopp has never played against Barcelona, coached against Barcelona, so there's that. This will be his first time. We'll see what he does. He's got a little bit of time to prepare. And in Barcelona's case, well, Messi, as much as he's scored a lot against teams, he has never scored against Liverpool in a Champions League game. So those are some few factors to think about. But overall, I still think Barcelona's going to win. I think they're going to pull it up because Barcelona plays more of it. Like I said, it takes team effort, and that's what Barcelona's playing style is, and that's what I like about Barcelona. Even though I'm a Real Madrid fan, I do love the way Barcelona plays with the whole pass, the touches. They've got other strikers, so they don't really have to worry about if Messi scores or not. He also is a great assist, so there's that. He's a great playmaker. I still think Barcelona will beat Liverpool. It'll be close. I think it's gonna be a good game. It'll be definitely close, but they advance, and then hopefully Ajax and Barcelona get to play in the finals. And then Frankie de Jong's comments, amazing. He said, as long as I'm wearing the Ajax jersey, I want Ajax to win, so I will have no problem eliminating Barcelona like I did Real Madrid. So those are my predictions still. Those are my predictions. Yeah, I lost two of the teams that I predicted being in the Final Four, but I got two in there, and my overall pick is still there. This could be Barcelona's chance of winning another Champions League, honestly. I think so. We'll see if we get to Europa League. But overall pick for Europa League is definitely Chelsea. If I remember, it's Chelsea, Valencia, Arsenal, and Frankfurt. I believe those are the final four for Europa League, which I think Chelsea will win overall. So let's talk about. I want to talk about Manchester United rebuilding their team. So they have to sell. What do they have to? They have to rebuild the team. It's all about rebuilding the team. I don't know if it's true, if it's 100% facts, but Antonio Valencia, Mateo Darmian, Marcos Rojo, Ander Herrera, Juan Mata, and Alexis Sanchez all leaving this summer for the rebuilding team. I would add Nemanja Matic to that. I would add maybe not De Gea, but his contract should be expiring. Who knows what happens? But definitely, Manchester United should be thinking about getting a young goalkeeper to build up. I don't know, maybe. I don't think that's a huge, like a mandatory thing there. But it's the thing to consider. I think they have four transfers they should be making. Bringing in 4 new players, and they definitely need to bring somebody on defense, maybe a striker, and midfielders, a couple of midfielders, like 2 midfielders maybe. I want to see something like that. But for sure, some players that they should look into is Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. Although I think Dortmund were not interested in selling him, so that could be a little bit complicated. Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace as a defender. He could be a replacement for Valencia. He's been playing really good in this season defensively, and he's been going forward, so he can do pretty much how Valencia played as well. Another one could be Callum Hudson-Odoi from Chelsea. He can play in the left and right flanks, also in the middle. So there's that. That's it. He's got good pace, and they wanted Matic de Ligt, but I think he's going to Barcelona. He's gonna definitely go to Barcelona with Frankie de Jong. So I think that's not the case there for them. Other players they could consider: Koulibaly from Napoli, Harry Maguire from Leicester City, Gueye from Everton, and 2 of my favorites, Declan Rice from West Ham and Joao Felix from Benfica. Those are 2 of my favorites they should get. Jadon Sancho would be awesome as well. But like I said, I don't think Borussia Dortmund, from I remember, Borussia Dortmund didn't want to sell him. And Matic de Ligt would be awesome. But again, I think he's going to Barcelona. Somebody I would also consider selling would be Pogba. Yeah, he's a little he's good, but I feel like he's in it for the money. A lot of it is in it for the money and the fame. So I don't think that's what Manchester United needs right now. They need somebody like that right now. Ashley Young for sure needs to go. He was a good player, but I think we need to bring in some for United. They need to bring in some young players. I'm all about bringing young players, so there's that. like I said, Matic, he's a little slow. And then Jones and Bailey, they're not performing that well. I mean, Jones was one of the main defenders I saw in that game against Barcelona that made like mistakes, leaving Messi free. I mean, it's Messi, but still, you know, I just feel like he's not performing anymore. He's getting a little bit too old as well. Maybe Lukaku, but for sure Sanchez. Sanchez needs to go for sure. Maybe Lukaku. Overall, bring in youngsters. Overall, for Manchester United, I say bring in youngsters. But that's just me. I mean, that's what I would do as a coach. That's about it. What I got for United. I mean, 4 new players. I think maybe 2 can be either 2 defenders, but 1 that can play midfield as well, or 2 midfielders. 1 striker for sure. Because they still have Marcus Rashford. I think he hasn't been scoring lately. Justin Lingard hasn't been scoring lately, but they can, they have opportunity to, build them up still. Whereas like Lukaku and Pogba, not so much. Alexis Sanchez, not so much. We still got Fred. I mean, I read an article where they said should sell Fred, but nah, he's still there. He'd be good for, maybe subbing in or something, but yeah, I think he's alright. He could stay in for a while. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys? How do you think Manchester United should rebuild their team as the vote? How do you think what players should go and what players should come in? I don't know what you guys think. I'm thinking more bring in young players and build them up. I don't know. What do you guys think? As far as Champions League, what are your predictions for it? Who do you think is going to be the overall pick? And real quick for Europa League, let's do real quick. How Europa League is looking. Should be right about the teams that made it. So yeah, Frankfurt, we will pull off a victory against Benfica with the aggregate goal and away goals. Well, Chelsea won 3-5 in aggregate. Arsenal won 3-0 against Napoli in aggregate, and Valencia won 1-5 against Villarreal in aggregate as well. Chelsea versus Frankfurt, and then Arsenal versus Valencia. What do you think will win those games? I think Chelsea will easily win against Frankfurt, and then Arsenal and Valencia would be kind of a little competitive, but I think Arsenal will beat them just by maybe like 1 goal or something in overall aggregate. And then Chelsea and Arsenal, I think Chelsea will beat Arsenal. So I think Chelsea has the Europa League for them. So that's it. We'll talk about other stuff to come. Maybe more where we're coming up to league finishes. So we'll probably talk about that next week. So like I said, weekly videos now, 3 times a week. Different content on Monday, Nova D's, Life of Nova D. And then Wednesdays will be Unversed News, and Fridays will be Soccer Talk. I think those will be together in a Subian podcast on iTunes. Obviously different parts, but different videos as well. I wanted to make separate videos here. And then I want to incorporate maybe a 4th one with some type of playing. I don't know. Something else. I'll think of something, but yeah. That's all we got for now. Change. I know, change. But bear with me. Make sure to comment, like, share, answer the votes, answer the questions, whatever. It wasn't really much of a vote, but give me your opinions, answer the questions and stuff, and let's have a conversation, right? Follow me on social media. The stuff is in the description box below. Instagram, Twitter. So yeah, you find more stuff there. Cool. Peace.